So you close with John for the most part. Curious what you like about the pairing with him and Zoo. I feel like there was a couple of times there when Zoo was drawing two in the post. It did help to have a guy like John out there for him to find. Just what did you like about that pairing specifically?
I just liked, whatever worked tonight. This was just a situation where we wanted to win the game and whatever it took, and so I thought JC did a great job as far as rebounding the basketball. I loved his energy. And then, like you said, when Zoo was being double teamed, he did a great job cutting to the basket. And so tonight was just one of those nights, like, just fish until you find the right combination. And like I said, those guys did a great job. And once again, KD, I thought starting the second half really, changed our team a lot as well.
Ty, Kawhi started the game with a lot of energy, scored 9 in the first quarter. How important is it to get him engaged early in games?
Yeah, it's very important. Just to get him active, get him going early in the game, get him touches so he can kind of get a rhythm. And like I said, that's my job and responsibility to do that. Like I said, I thought he got off to a great start, which got us off to that great start. And then when they went small and kind of pressured us, picked us up full court, we did handle their pressure very well.
Coach, it looked like in that first half there, the offense was kind of sped up, which kind of led to some of the turnovers. What did you guys do in that second half to kind of slow things down to make the game?
I think, like I said, incorporating KD, let him initiate the offense, take some of the pressure off Kawhi and James so they didn't have to dribble the ball up the floor, burst the pressure, then make every play as well. So I thought KD did a great job of just initiating, getting us in our offense without turning the basketball over and without getting sped up.
You mentioned you just needed to do whatever work to get through this game. Like, what was it like seeing that lineup Portland was putting out where they didn't have Yang, they didn't have Donovan Clingan, just had 5 look like switchable twos, making it hard to do that?
Yeah, I thought we struggled with it early, and I'll take full responsibility for that. But we knew it was coming, but until you actually experience it, you don't quite understand how to play. And so just watching them play against Golden State, how they took them out of their offense by speeding them up, pressure them, we knew they was going to do the same thing with us tonight. And I thought, for them, Blake Wesley came into the game and really changed the game for them defensively. I thought his pace really hurt us for them offensively, just attacking early, making the right play. And but second half, we were able to kind of, start KD in that second half, kind of calm us down, understand what we wanted to run. And when they went small, we were able to get the ball to Zoo and try to make them pay. And when they started double teaming, I thought JC did a great job of just finding an open area to complete baskets around the rim.
What makes you feel good about the fact that you're down one starter, you're introducing a starter who didn't play the first couple of games, you have all these veterans, all these guys who can play, and you get to kind of play with these matchups, play with these lineups, and see what's working, especially at this time of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like I said, it's going to take us, 10 to 12 games just to figure out, how we want to play, who fits well together, getting a set rotation when we're healthy, when guys are able to play, decent minutes, and so, but like I said, our guys have been, working towards the right things, and just, it's going to be a learning experience as we go through these games because it's not a lot of practice time, but we got to continue to just keep building and keep getting better.
Coach, Zoo took 9 more shots this game than he did against Phoenix. What did it take to get him a lot more involved offensively?
Well, they went small. We know Zeus, is a great focal point of our offense, especially in the pick and roll when he's playing in the pocket, finishing around the rim, or making the right pass and play. Last game, I just thought we, played so good offensively that we really didn't get to it, as much as we like to. But I thought Zeus did a good job just keeping his composure and understanding, that we're going to come to them and if they're going to play small, we're going to try to punish them inside.
You talked about Chris Dunn a little bit. You got into some early foul trouble, but then you had the confidence to put him in the closing group. What did you like out of him toward the end?
Like I said, just to be able to initiate the offense where the pressure doesn't bother him, and his defense, the way he can guard and defend. And so he's very valuable to us. And so, like I said, these last 2 games, he was huge for us.
Ty, you just won a game where you guys had 22 turnovers. They shot almost 20 more free throws than you guys, and you also struggled to shoot from 3 in the first half. Are you more happy that you came out with such a gritty win, or kind of more upset that it got so sloppy?
No, I knew, with their pressure and how we've been able to handle the pressure in the past, I knew it was going to be a tough game for us, So now it's been 66 turnovers they caused in 3 games, So I knew they were going to get up and pressure us and be in passing lanes and make it tough for us. And We got to do a better job of just handling teams that do that. We can't let them speed us up. We can't let them turn us over. And so, like I said, I'm happy with this win because I knew it was going to be a tough game for us.
Ty, last season, you said you wanted to get to 10 to 15 games to sort of assess the team. Do you have a number in terms of games for this season?
Around the same.
Ty, there was a challenge that you made about 3 minutes ago. It was your last time out, and there appeared to be some hesitancy. You kept looking to Chris Holgate on the bench to see if you should challenge it. Since it is your last time out, is there even more hesitancy to possibly make that call in that moment?
No, I mean, I told our guys, Jeremy, Holguin, and Tim, like, if you think it's the right play, then call the challenge, And so I'm not gonna get mad at you if we lose it, but it was an important call. Tim, he had Tim had the great mindset to want to challenge it, even though it's our last time out, and we went with it, and we was able to, get a free throw out of that with James instead of, losing the basketball and not getting that extra point. So that was a huge challenge for us.
Ty, CP hit 2 threes in the second half. How good was it to see him kind of find a scoring rhythm after a tough first 2 games offensively?
Yeah, no, it was good. I think, getting him off the ball where he can catch and shoot, like he's still elite at that, not putting too much pressure on him to have to handle the basketball versus these guards who pick up full court and pressure and try to wear him down. So it was good to see him get loose and, knock down 2 threes, which was big shots for us, during that stretch.
Ty, you talked about just wanting to get off to better start. You got off that start today, and you gave up, I think, a 23-2 run in that second quarter. What with this team do you think is kind of the key to consistency over 48 minutes?
Just finding the right combinations. I think also, like I said, their team, they went small, they pressured us. We were big on the floor, and they took advantage of that. And so in the second half, I thought our guys really, settled into the game and understood how we wanted to play. If they're going to play small, then we would go inside the zoo and try to, punish them, which we did, and we were able to do that. But, it's going to be a learning curve, over these first 15 games, just trying to understand, how we want to play, who we want to be. And when you acquire new guys, in the offseason, it's going to take some time to just kind of see what fits and what works. And so I'm just proud of our guys, like you said, getting off to a good start, losing the lead, they go back up, and then having the composure to come back and finish the game the way we did is huge growth for us.
Thank you.
To get you early touches in games to get you going. Kind of how important is it for your guys, for your team, when you get going early on in the game?
I mean, it's great for any of us to get going early. You know what I mean? If any of us sees me, Zoo, James, Bill, Bogey get going, it excites everybody. I mean, made shots or defensive plays always gets the team motivated. I thank them for putting me in those positions to try to do something for the team, and just got to keep getting better.
What happened in the second quarter? You guys kind of
turnovers, and like I said, got to give Portland credit. Our guards came in and changed the game, pressuring the ball, making us turn over, play faster, and we didn't do a good job. Didn't do a good job with that second unit, so it was good for us to have this type of game. Now we could get better and see our mistakes.
What do you think about what John was able to do off the bench tonight? There was a few times where Zoo drew 2 in the post and he made the right play cut, and Zoo was just talking about how helpful it's been playing, alongside a bigger 4. I know you've mentioned that in the past as well. Just what were your thoughts on his performance tonight?
Good. He's making the right plays. Doesn't need the ball, making defensive plays as well. And, he can space out the floor and shoot. So we might see him in some small ball 5 down the road. And, he's playing great.
The team's going through a lot. What did you expect to see from that team, and what did you get from that team tonight?
What they did tonight, they've been playing like that all year with pace, make or miss. Everybody's playing very aggressively, shooting the ball, attacking, passing, and playing, 94 feet defense.
It's only been 3 games, but what's been your assessment so far from what you've seen of your team?
I'm not assessing it. I mean, as a player, I don't go back and say, what are we doing? Like you said, it's still early. I look back at this game today and, previous games, and, tonight we turned over the ball and they got the lead from us. So tonight we have to be better at that.
Thanks, Kawhi.
Appreciate it.
Hype me up.
So what was it like to go up against that lineup where Kling's out, Yang's out, switchable wings, and you got more utility offensively?
Yeah, it was good. It was a little tiring. They run, they're very fast. They push the pace, even after makes. And especially, they go small, like 5 wings, 5 similar players. You know, and when they play so fast, like you don't get a chance to match up with your matchup. So I was ending up on whoever. So it was just a bunch of reading on defense, just communicating with the guys. There was no set coverages against that small unit, so it was just communicating and trying to figure out the coverages. And on offense, we wanted to go to me to punish them in the post for going small, and then once they double, make the right play and get an open shot.
There was that one play where you get it short roll middle of the floor. I think corner is right under the basket, so you could have went up, you could have challenged that, but you hit Chris Chris down for that 3. Like, what was it like to make that play and to trust Chris in that moment?
It was just a basketball play. Someone hit me. I can't remember who. I thought there was no one there. Then I seen someone, so I didn't want. I knew it's a small. They're gonna try to take a charge, so I knew I had to get it out fast. Lucky KD was in the corner, and it's just a basketball play. KD, we trusted him. He made a big shot and made that pass 100 out of 100 times.
You were drawing 2 in the post a lot, and it felt like you were able to find John a couple of times. You guys haven't had a ton of time together, but he did close alongside you. Just how did that pairing feel with you guys together today?
Felt good, natural. You know, I always, as a big, I always like playing with a big 4. You know, kind of playing off of each other, playing that short action. Someone get in a short roll, you circle in a dunker, he hits you, or you know, just kind of playing that 5-4 game. And he was just making smart reads. They doubled me, he knew where to be, and I was just hitting an open man.
This was the best start you guys got off to in the 3 games. Kind of what do you attribute that to?
I don't know. We were ready. You know, it's only the 3rd game of the season, so it's going to be ups and downs in the season. So I wouldn't say I attribute it to nothing because it was only 2 games, and it's not a big sample size that you can say, oh, these guys are not starting the games right. You know what I mean? So I'm not attributing it to anything. It's just basketball.
There was a moment in the second quarter where you guys didn't score for 6-7 minutes, and then you hit 3 straight baskets. Was that something that just kind of happened, or something that you knew, like, I got to start getting some easy baskets for everybody to get going?
I mean, I can't get easy baskets if I don't have a ball. You know, so for me as a big guy, I depend on the others to go to me. You know, I don't handle the ball, so I can't really, you know, get to my stuff by myself. I need someone to, you know, hit me in the post or play pick and roll, hit me in the pocket or on the roll. So it felt good. I'm glad they recognized it. I had a mismatch in the post, and we were struggling. We went to it. It worked for us. Brought us a little closer before the end of the half, and we started off pretty good in the 3rd quarter.
Kawhi got off to a pretty good start in the first quarter. Kind of when you guys get him going early on in the game, like what does that do for you guys?
It does a lot. He draws so much attention. The whole defense tilts towards him. They send doubles and stuff, and then it's easier to play for us. So as much as we can get him going, it's going to help everyone out.
Now you needed this team to bring energy. Like how has that been from you and from what you've been observing here in the soccer room?
It's been good. Been going well. I have a bunch of great motivators as well. Not guys that are not only going to talk the talk but walk the walk as well. Do it with me, help and encourage me, like I said, along the way. So it's been great, and just having to bring more out of myself, raise the level of intensity, be more locked in for obviously myself because I want to win, but I feel like just as a competitor I am, I want to win for my teammates as well, and just love playing for dudes who've accomplished a lot.
Who are the motivators?
CP for sure, biggest one, always in my ear whether in the moment I'm happy about it or not. You know what I mean? He's just leading me in the right direction. Obviously, James, Kawhi, the dudes, but CP, yeah. If you watch closely enough, you're gonna always see CP talking to really everybody. So, as I said, sometimes you just gotta humble yourself and listen, and we move.
I remember when you got here from the first days, you said you want to be coached, you want to be mentored by some of these guys. Now that you've had a couple of games in training camp, what's it been like with some of these vets? Obviously, you've been in the league a while, but the vets have been here even longer.
No, it's not easy. As I said, the level, the standard for winning and for just competing, it just raised, guys. Once you play at the high level, guys can see what you do, and they hold you to that standard. So you're just going to become a better player. Obviously, watching these guys work, but just like I said, being held to that standard of greatness. I love it, man. Like I said, and have CP, alma mater, guy who's been there for me before all of the glitz and glamour, to have him still here and be able to be his teammate again, and just to learn from him, go on for days. But I really appreciate it.
What's it been like? You hit 7 of 8 from the field in this game. Top line right there. Like your ability you're playing off of guys who can create, a lot of gravity and get you easy shots. Like, how are you navigating where to be so you can get those shots and maybe get yourself more opportunities to score?
Just trusting in instincts. Obviously, we've had practices and whatnot, but getting out there and playing on the court is, going to be a little bit different. But as I said, trusting my instincts and really just going out there and hooping. As you said, they're extremely talented, a lot of experience, a lot of passing expertise. So just being in the right spots is big. Just trying to understand, where those guys' tendencies are for passing and whatnot, and just being ready to finish when I touch the ball. So I love to be efficient.
The last couple of days, you guys talked about getting off to better starts. You did that today, but then you gave up a 23-2 run in that second quarter. What's the key for this group to kind of playing 48 or as close to 48 minutes of consistent basketball?
We're an older team. It's no secret. We play younger teams. They're going to try to attack us with youth and energy and movement. So that was the deal. They made a run, and we did what I feel like we're going to do all year. God bless. God bless. Regroup, readjust, and just figure out how to play. And I feel like that was the biggest thing. Is just not letting a run discourage us or get our energy down. Trusting in who we have and what we do, and understanding that it's a long game.
I know it's only 3 games into the season, but with coming off the bench and even a starter for
my whole career.
Your whole career, yeah. I'm kind of curious. Have you noticed the way that teams are playing you as a bench player? Like, because you're not playing against starting lineups like you normally would. Is there any difference whatsoever in terms of the looks you're able to get because of that, or?
Yes and no. I wouldn't say the looks, but to answer the initial question, teams aren't playing me the same way. They're loading up the paint, trying to make me score from anywhere out but inside the paint. Obviously don't want me dunking and whatnot with the playmakers that we have now. So, as I've said, I've been working on my game and enjoy also spacing and giving guys space to work and create. So, just got to hoop, as I said, be the right spots.
Why do you and Brooke work so well together?
The tandem, we can both score in the paint and shoot, and I feel like that, 77 pick and roll or just that in and out combo, as well as posting switches as well, dominating the switches. Just give us a lot of versatility, and then again, James and CP out there wheeling and dealing. The game becomes a little easier.
That felt like a good test for you guys with them playing no center lineups for a couple minutes there. What did you like about how you guys were able to kind of counter that, and what are something maybe you took that you need to work on from those?
That versatility. I think we still kept Brooke in there as well. So just the versatility to, maybe I'm not in there, DJ's in there, Chris Dunn played a big part again, another role in his defensive activity. So, like I said, I'm just in love with the versatility that we have on this team, and obviously it's on Coach T. Lue to keep us in the right spots, but I feel like he's done a great job of trying to just mix and master and obviously analyze the game and coach as needed.
That dunk that you had in the fourth quarter after Zoo got it over the top, how would you know to cut there?
Man, that's just a big cut. It does my instincts, right? Zoo's foreign guy, so I'm feeling, hey man, the foreign guy's got to have that vision. You know what I mean? He proved me right, and I always, like I said, tell my big fellas appreciate the big to bigs, because I always grew up playing using that big to big action. It's a really easy basketball action. So shouts out to Big Zoo, of course. I know, again, we're doing that all year. Hopefully, I can get a few back.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, ready?
What kind of game did they give you tonight? With all that's going on with that team, you might not know what to expect, but what do you think of the way they performed and how you held them off?
They play extremely hard, for the entire game. They pick you at full court. They try to, cause turnovers, and offensively they crash the glass, and they just try to disrupt the game, and they're very, very aggressive. So they've been playing that way, thus far this season. So we watched film, and then we expected that, but it's a good team over there.
Kawhi got off to kind of a hot start in the first quarter. Kind of how important is it for you guys to get him going early on and get him
Kawhi is
engaged?
very, very, generational talent. So Kawhi can get off and get to his spots whenever he wants to, and then obviously he makes a shot more times than not. But we're so good as a team. It's flow of the game. So last game, I got to go earlier, and he filled in. So tonight he got to go and go early. Like it's gonna be one of our night. You know what I mean? Zoo might get it going early. So the ultimate goal is to win the game, however that looks. And I think tonight we all contributed in a positive way.
How did y'all go into halftime and see how that pressure was up close and that personnel with all those names, and then come out and then have the success y'all did?
That's why it's 2 halves to a game. You watch film, you talk about it, you go out there, you get better, and you make adjustments. And we did that. So it wasn't easy. We turned the basketball over a little too much, but some of it was because of the pressure. But game 3, we'll take it at home, and we prepare for the next one.
Purposely, do your team always try and get Kawhi going early?
Kawhi is, like I said, he's a generational talent. Kawhi, for the game, he's gonna get himself going. We got some great coaches over there, who can draw plays up for him and get him in positions to be successful, like they do all of us. So for us, it's just getting a good shot, defensively making sure we're engaged for full possession for a full game, and most of the time we'll live with the results.
I know you're talking about flow of the game, but with Zoo, I know Ty was saying that them going small, you guys did make a concerted effort to.
That's another thing. So things happen throughout the course of a game to where now they went small. Now we go to Zoo in the post, and he did an unbelievable job of scoring, and then he made some good plays, and John, and the other guys fed off that. So I like this. The defense dictates how we play, and then we just go out there and counter. And tonight was a prime example of that.
Having a guy like John, how much do you think that it helps Zoo when he is drawing 2 in the post to have him cutting a guy that can finish the way he does?
We work on it. It's something we work on in training camp, and we've been trying to work on it to be successful at it this past few years since I've been here. I think we've done a pretty good job of doing it so far.
I know it was only 3 games, this is your guys' 3rd game, but it was the best start that you guys have had in the first quarter in those 3 games. Kind of.
There you go.
What do you attribute it to?
Getting better.
It's just natural progression.
Getting better, one game at a time.
What's it like having Brooke as a stretch big for you guys? A different dynamic.
He brings different, like you said, dynamic to the table on both ends of the ball. Which is something that we've been missing, and he does an unbelievable job. Like tonight, he didn't. I don't even know how many points he had, but he had a few really good blocks, above the rim, which is huge for us, and those are game changers right there. And then there's gonna be nights where he hit 5, 6 threes. So just having him, man, he's a vet that's won the championship before. So at the end of the day, it's all about winning for us, and tonight was a great example of that. Like I said,
Kawhi also said he's funny. What is it like having? Yeah, what's it like
he's gonna curse you out. He's gonna curse you out. But his personality is different, but it's great for our team. And he has a great personality. He's when he's mad, he's gonna let you know he's mad. And we appreciate him. We're happy he's on our side now, and we got a long season to go.